he taught us Purusha Suktam. In fact, in the lunch time, we used to have a 40 minutes break. That 40 minutes, the first 10 minutes, we would go quickly, have our food and come back, and then he would teach us. That's how we learned Purusha Suktam. We never imagined that this would have any other benefit at that time. But very shortly, Swami heard that we were learning Purusha Suktam. And so our first chance came when Swami took us to SSSIHL. SSSIHL is a village about a kilometer from here. And Swami was inaugurating a temple there. And there were so many Vedic Pandits there who had come, Purohits and all that. And they were chanting Vedam. And Swami told all of them to stop and said, "My boys will chant Vedam." And then we looked at each other. Did Swami really mean us? And of course we chanted Vedam. Nothing much to speak about. Honestly, it was not a great chanting. But Swami was very proud. And I remember almost a year later, we were in Prashanti Nilayam, Swami's 50th birthday. And we were sitting and, we were working the whole day, getting ready for Swami's birthday, laying some foundation for some sheds and all that. And when we were discussing, somebody asked, "Hey, we are talking so much about Swami. Will Swami be remembering us?" And I said, yes. It is reciprocal. You think of Swami, Swami thinks of you. In fact, even if we don't think of him, he is thinking of us. I had hardly said this when somebody came running and said, "Swami is calling you." And so straight I went to Swami's room, and Swami took one photograph and gave me and said, "Ravi, you remember that SSSIHL we had gone? This is that photo when you all chanted Vedam." So right at that instant I realized what a royal highway to Swami chanting Vedam is. But if we carefully analyze, the entire thing began with Vedam. The entire Sai avatar itself began with Vedam. It all started with Bharadwaja Rishi wanting to learn Vedam. He was an aspirant at that point. He wanted to learn Vedam. And he learnt Vedam, and learnt Vedam, and learnt Vedam. Time for him to go. And then he told Yama, "Please give me one more lifetime." So he was given an extension. And he was given 2 more extensions like that. And when he asked once more, he was told, "Look, this is a futile exercise. You cannot exhaust the Vedas. You see those 3 ranges of mountains? Shown some huge mountains, must be Himalayas or something. And then 3 scoops of dust from that, mud from that. What you have learned is only this much. So don't try to exhaust the Vedas by learning them. It's not possible. But the lessons from the Vedas, the essence of the Vedas, the benefits of the Vedas you can get by doing one yajnam which I will teach you." And so the yajnam which was taught, he was also advised to invite Shakti, Goddess Shakti, to come as the chief guest. And so he went there to Kailash and he stood there. Shiva and Parvati were very busy because they were having a competition of their own. Who can dance longest? That was the competition they had. And so as they were dancing, this poor Bharadwaja Rishi was standing there waiting. And Goddess Shakti looked at him and smiled. It was a smile of welcome. But he was very disappointed. And he said, "Okay, they are busy in their own world. Let me go back." And as he was descending from Kailash, he had a paralytic stroke. And he fell down. Immediately the father and mother stopped their dance and came running. And then Shiva sprinkled water on Bharadwaja and cured him. And asked him, "What do you want?" Bharadwaja said, I came for inviting mother to the yajnam which I want to perform. So it will be nice if both of you come. So Shiva said, yes, definitely we are coming. So both of them arrived at the Yagashala. And the yajnam went on very grand. The whole thing was concluded. After it was concluded, Shiva, as we know, he is always ready to give boons. He said, come on, what boon do you want? And Bharadwaja said, Lord, you have come here. Can there be a greater boon than this? Shiva said, no, this is not good enough. Ask for something else. But Bharadwaja stuck to this, what can I ask, Lord? The greatest thing that I can think of is your presence. Then Shiva said, no. I will be born 3 times in your lineage. The first time, Shiva alone will be born as Shirdi Sai. Shiva and Shakti will be born as Satya Sai. And Shakti alone will be born as Prema Sai. 3 times in your lineage. Old devotees tell us that in the Chittavati sands, when Swami was talking to the devotees in the 50s, it seems, 40s and 50s, it seems Swami mentioned, do you know there is this cycle of yugas? Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Satya Yuga, Kali Yuga, that cycle is there. And every time there's Treta Yuga, Rama comes. Every time there's Dwapara Yuga, Krishna comes. But this Sai avatar is unique. It is specially given to Bharadwaja and through him to mankind. This doesn't come again and again. So you see, the whole thing started with yajnam. And that's why Veda Purusha is so important. The importance of Vedas, which got us the Lord himself on earth, I don't think we need to ask ourselves, is chanting Veda important? That itself underlines the Lord himself can be brought down to earth from whichever loka. If we actually see Swami's entire, the mission, Swami said, there are 4 things which I have specified in my mission. He said, the first is Dharma Samstapana. I come for Dharma Samstapana. Dharma Kshetre, Guru Kshetre, that there is that, in that Bhagavad Gita, there is that Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinasaya Chatushkritam Dharma Samstapana Taya Sambhavami Yeg. Krishna is telling, don't worry, this is not once, I'm going to come many times, because he knows human beings very well. How much ever times you retrieve the Vedas, they are going to allow it to. The live fire will become ash. Again he has to blow it and rejuvenate the whole thing into a live ember. He knows that. So Dharma Samstapana is the first one. And then for that, Veda Purusha is very, very important. The Paramacharya of Kanchi, in many of his talks, he used to talk about the importance of chanting Veda. And I remember in one of the speeches which he gives, he says, he's actually firing at point blank range. He's telling all his devotees, I don't want all the celebration which you are giving. It was a birthday celebration, something they are having. He said, what I want you to give me, you are not prepared to give, and that is Veda Purusha. And he struggled throughout his life. And look at Swami, he just decided to do it, and the whole world knows. That is how the Lord, if he picks up anything, it becomes international the next instant. And so this Veda Purusha is very, very important. And if Veda Purusha has to happen, Vidvat Purusha is equally important. Unless you have people who chant Vedas, they are taken care of, how can you expect them to chant Vedas? If you say on a hungry stomach you chant Vedas, how long will it last? So Vidvat Purusha is very, very important. You must foster, you must take care of their livelihood. You must take care of their comfort, their problems, their challenges. And then it becomes possible for them to completely devote their attention to the Vedas, and therefore Veda Purusha becomes automatic. But for Vidvat Purusha, you must first get people who are ready to chant Vedas. How do you get people ready to chant Vedas unless you have a society in which people who chant Vedas are worshipped, are looked up to? Today it's not like that, isn't it? You see that even the children of people who are Purohits, they all want to become IT engineers, they want to go into, they want to do engineering, they want to do medical, some technologies. They don't want to become people chanting Vedas. And that is why Swami has come in this age. He has made it fashionable to chant Vedas. Fashionable. It is so fashionable, I tell you, that somebody sent me a WhatsApp message. Children in UK are chanting Vedas. It's a WhatsApp message. Now you like to tell everyone, my son is there in that. You see that WhatsApp message? My son is there in that, and therefore it's fashionable to chant Vedas. And therefore, if you have to create a society like that, Bhakta Rakshana is important. See, faith in God is important. From that kind of a society, what God likes, that is, He likes Vedas, He likes people who chant Vedas, that becomes automatic. And once all these three are there, Dharma Rakshana becomes automatic. I am not going to go too much into details about Vedas and all that. There are technical sessions for that. I just want to tell you, narrate to you, how beautifully Swami made it so nice for us, so pleasant for us to learn Vedam. Before that, one thing which struck me, there was this discussion about can ladies also chant Vedam? I think nobody can answer questions like Swami does. Once in a public meeting, somebody got up and asked, Swami, can ladies chant Gayatri Mantram? You know what was Swami's answer? Swami said, Gayatri herself is a lady. I don't think anyone can give this kind of answer. And there was another foreigner who said, Swami, they say that you must chant Gayatri at dawn, at noon time, and also at dusk. So, is it wrong to chant at other times? And Swami said, dawn, dusk, midday is for you, not for the sun. You see, so scientific, so beautiful, that when you ask Swami a question, your answers are always given at that level where it can never be contested. Like some people say, it's a palmolive answer. Palmolive ka jawab nahi. That's the idea. There's no answer, you cannot question it again once the answer is given. So, learning Vedas was always very exciting with Swami. And when we first learned Vedam, we knew very little of it. We knew so little of it that one day Swami said, we'll have a procession, summer course procession. The procession was from Swami's mandir to where the hostel is. Not a very big procession, very long distance. So, we had to chant Vedam. And when we chanted Vedam, our entire knowledge of Vedam was 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Purusha Suktam, first Anuvana, that's all. So, when we started chanting, the person next to me was nudging me and said, procession is not moving. We are so worried. What will happen now? The Veda stop gets over. And then Swami came to us and said, Paravaledhu, don't worry. He said, you keep repeating. Because for you it is old, but as you are moving, for the audience it is new. He made it so simple. He made it was not rocket science for us. When we learned Vedam, we got extensive chance to go close to Swami. Vedam boys would always get chance to, in any procession, you have a place. Bhajan boys also get that. But Bhajan boys, there are other instrumentalists and so on. And Vedam boys, the number used to be little less. And therefore we learned Vedam. I remember one very interesting incident. It was just after the Veda Purusha Yajna had started. One of the years, 1977 I think, or 78. A few of us were sitting and Swami suddenly sent for us. Those days bhajans used to be at 11 o'clock. And so we were sitting in the bhajan hall. 5 minutes before that, Swami sent for us. 2 of us. One was Dr. Sivashankar Sai, who is now the Dean of Sciences in Prashanti Nilayam. The other was me. And Swami had come the previous day in my dream and said, learn Rudram. So when Swami sent for me like this, sent for both of us, I thought this is a nice chance. I said, Swami, can I learn Rudram? Swami said, Nenne cheppinan kada. I told you yesterday, learn Rudram. Yes, Swami. Then Swami looked at both of us and said, it was the yajna had got over and the holidays were beginning. Swami said, how will you learn Rudram? So Kamadani Garu was sitting there doing Path Seva for Swami. One great thing about this Mahatma was he would look down, keep on chanting something and pressing Swami's feet. Swami said, Kamadani, will you teach my boys Rudram? Tappaga cheptanu Swami. Definitely I will teach. Then Swami said, yes. Holidays vastunnai. Holidays are there. So, you can teach them. And Swami looked at us and said, I am going to Brindavan, you fellows stay here and learn. We were not ready for that. Without words communication. Because Kamadanigal was looking down and pressing, he'll also come with you. So I said, I committed. So, please Swami. He just said it. So, he kept on begging Swami. And then Swami said, no, you in signals, all this is going non-verbal communication. So, no, you have to stay here, I am going. And Swami is also telling us, I'll take the other boys and go. And what is the strength of the hostel? The strength of the hostel was 75. And Swami is telling you all stay here. Peacefully you can learn Rudram. And then you can come to Brindavan after the holidays get over. And so, prayed and finally, Swami said, wait, I will tell. So, Kamadani, what is another name for Vedam? Swami asked. And he said, Swami, Shruti. Shruti is another name for Vedam. What does Shruti mean? Swami, Shruti means sound. Oh. Why is it called Shruti? All this is for us. Why is it called Shruti? Swami, Shruti is because Vedam was always taught by hearing and chanting. Swami said, only by chanting and hearing. Not by looking at anything. Not by looking at books. No, Swami. Not by looking at the Guru. No, Swami. Only by hearing. Oh. Then, is it possible to tape record it and Cheskochu Swami. Actually, Kamadanigal was very strict, very orthodox. Cheskochu. And Swami says, these boys, they are staying back in their holidays because they want Swami. But I want them to learn Vedas. So, tape it and give it to them, let them learn. And that is how we learned Rudram. I remember we learned Rudram. There was a hall next to this building, which is called Hall number 8. And I remember we chanted for God knows how many hours. Within 1 week we learned Rudram. And Swami was so proud. Swami was so proud that next year when Dasara came, on top there used to be that silver door. On first floor, silver door. And Swami used to come there and give discourse. And flag hoisting used to be there the day before Dasara, on the first day of Dasara. So, Swami called all of us, Swami had announced that at 8 o'clock it would start, this would start. So all of us were sitting down, and as you know, in those days, there would be tens of thousands of people, pin drop silence. Everybody is waiting for Swami to come. Suddenly somebody comes running and says, Vedam Pillaru, Vedam Pillaru, Vedam boys, Swami is coming. There were about 5 of us, I remember. Ved Narayan was there, Shivashankar Sai was there, Dev Sen, Bhimesha Sharma and myself. So we ran upstairs and Swami said, go, go. He showed us towards the silver door. We didn't understand what it was. Swami wanted us to chant Vedam standing there on top next to him. Unbelievable chance, unbelievable chance. But that was not what was causing tension. We were wondering what we are going to chant. What we are going to chant. So whatever we knew only little. What are we going to chant? At that moment, somebody said Ruddham. We didn't contest that. We said, okay, Ruddham. No time to discuss. Swami is already coming behind us. And Swami came there. The silver door was opened. Swami sat down on the Simhasan there. Swami said, boys. Went and stood next to Swami. And we started off Ruddham in terrific speed. And then slowly we realized that we are going at too fast speed. Dangerous. You can't stop wherever you want. You can stop only when Swami tells. And we are going at breakneck speed. Okay? So slowly we were slowing down. And Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trambakaya Tripurantara. That slowly. Trikagni Kadaya Trikagni Rupaya. And as we are chanting this, the prayer is becoming more and more intense. The speed is becoming slower, prayer is becoming more intense. Kalagni Rutaya Nilakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Bas. Swami said, oh, what a relief. What a relief it was. And then, because Swami was so happy, immediately after that Swami gave a discourse. Then Swami called us into his living room, sat around Swami. He asked somebody to bring breakfast. He served us breakfast. Then Dr. Bhagwantam, who was there, asked Swami one question. He said, Swami, there are so many Pandits who have come here, scholars, Ganapatis who have come here, okay, who know not just one Ganam, but who really are Ganapatis. And you chose these small boys for me who are still very immature, juvenile in terms of the Vedic learning. How is it that Swami chose this? Then Swami told him, look, Bhagwantam, for me, heart is very important. Heart is very important. My children chant from the heart. And that is why I made them chant. I know if I ask one of those Pandits to chant, they will chant with excellently. But they will also feel that I am a scholar and therefore Swami called me. Whereas my children will remember it throughout their lives. 37 years back. And I remember that, but this sentence that Swami said, my children will remember it throughout their lives. There are various facets, as somebody was telling, Chandama Manaso Jatha Chaksho Suryo Ajayata, all that Swami used to make us chant, and Swami used to himself keep chanting with us. In Ruddham there's one sentence which came to life. Many of these sentences come to life when you are with Swami. You suddenly realize that the meaning of that is totally different from what you imagined. There was this exhibition in the school, there was a science exhibition. And in our higher secondary school. And these children came and told Swami, please come and inaugurate the exhibition. Any exhibition from Swami? Science exhibition. Okay, I'll come after bhajan, Swami said. So after bhajan, Swami came there. And there were a number of these elders who accompanied Swami, about 5 to 6 of them. One of them was Swami Karunyananda. Dr. Bhagwantam was there. I think Vice Chancellor Saraf also was there, I'm not sure. These people accompanying Swami. And Swami came. He asked the boys to explain, okay? With so much love. The children also explained to Swami in great detail. They had rehearsed it so thoroughly. And Swami said, Chala bagunde, very nice, like that. And then Swami came to this boy who had made a burglar's alarm. You put your hand and the bell rings. Swami said, Swami, the burglar's alarm, Swami. Ante Swami, this is to catch thieves. Etla? Swami said, Chetulto pattukontunda, will it catch with the hand? No, Swami, it will alert us to catch. Etla? Then that boy explained, he switched on the thing and he put his hand. The moment he put his hand, the bell rang. Swami said, Parvalede, Karunyananda nu pettu, chei pettu. So Swami Karunyananda, very great person, lived, he was, when we are talking of this, he must have been about 100 years. He used to walk straight, and in Swami's room, we are all sitting around Swami, and Swami just goes inside. We want to adjust Swami's chair and before we can even think of it, he would have already got up and adjusted. So youthful, so energetic, so full of love for Swami. So he put his hand and it rang. Bhagavantam nu pettu. So Dr. Bhagavantam put his hand, it rang. So then that boy was not satisfied. Who wants all these people's hand? He wants Swami to put his hand. So he said, Swami, you should. He said, he said, put his hand, it didn't ring. And this fellow said, he looked at the connections, nothing is fine. He put his hand, it's ringing. Then he again said, Swami, please. Again Swami put his hand, it didn't ring. Then again Swami said, any problem? The boy is sweating now. Looking, the headmaster is there, the principal is there, teachers are there, guests are there. And the most important person for whom he had made all this, it's not working for him in his presence. So then Swami said, you switch it off and switch it on. Most of the computers work like that, right? Switch it off, switch it on, it works. So this fellow switched it off, switched it on, he put his hand, it rang. Swami looked at Karnyananda and said, he put his hand, it rang. Swami put his hand, it didn't ring. Then the boy said, he was in tears, Swami, I don't know what mistake. Swami said, Adhikadu, Swami said, I am a different kind of thief. You Vindeda, Swami said. You Vindeda, Ruddhamdo, Taskaranam Pate Namaha Nande. He is the chief of thieves. He is the chief of thieves. Why? Because all the other thieves, they steal things away from you and they wait for you to sleep. And what does this thief do? He comes and wakes you up. He says, look, I have kept this jewel inside your heart. He is Taskaranam Pati. He has come to give us, not to take from us. But how beautifully he does it. He does it with so much of love. And so all of us that day learned that a simple burglar's alarm can teach you Ruddham. Can learn lessons about the Ruddham, about the person who is describing the Ruddham like this. Very often, when you live with an avatar, it becomes very difficult to realize that who he is. We take him so much for granted, And Swami he also plays with you. He will joke with you. He will talk to you so nicely. He will, you almost feel that Swami is also like one of us. That is the Maya he creates. There were many days when I was a student in my first year, when I used to pray in the room, Swami, today I will not forget your God. When I am in your presence, I remember your God. So I'll keep on telling, Swami is God, Swami is God, Swami is God, Swami is God. And you go there, and Swami will do something like this. Swami is sitting there, and there are two doors like that. One door, not such a big door, small doors. One door is open, and somebody comes. Says, wait, Swami says, and opens the other door, and says, no, you come, because he's a fat man. There was a person by name Mr. Java, ice cream factory owner, Joy ice cream factory owner. So I said, hey Java, wait, my door will break. You open both the doors, then you forget that you're in Swami's presence, you're in God's presence. And he creates that Maya. Because if he doesn't create that Maya, you will be so scared of it. You will be so scared of. One day Swami told us, hey fellows, today evening, I will make each one of you stand up and tell what mistakes you are doing. Can you imagine the amount of prayers he got that day? Evening he came smilingly and said, Chala pray chesa. That is how he is, how kind he is. But, you know, when God comes down on earth, he has to come in a form that is very, very close to us, close to our heart. Swami used to say, Avatarinchka anatamlo arthame. What do you mean by saying God has come as avatar? Janulapai Preeti Vatsalya Padatatoda Paristaiki Daivambu Digivachu Jiva Prajnato Batuga Daiva Prajna. Out of compassion on mankind, God comes down to the level of human being. He comes down. Avatarana means coming down. It comes down not from some loka, but he comes down, comes from within you, outside, binds himself with all the limitations that we have bound ourselves. But he does it on his own. Willingly he gets bound so that we may be liberated. See, that is the purpose. Swami said, somebody asked Swami this question, Swami, does God appear as avatar for animals also? Swami said, no need. They are always following dharma. Only you fellows are like this. You have to come repeatedly. Okay. So he has to come in a human form. That's why they say, Daivam Manusha Rupe. God has to come in a human form. Why? Because all animals follow their instincts. There are certain regimen, they go through that. Standard operating procedures are there. So they go through that. Okay. So for all, he comes as a human being. Swami said, suppose I come in some other form, it will be scary for you. How, Swami? You know, in this temples and all, they have this Nagaraja next to a banyan tree, a neem tree, they put that. And people go around that. And Swami said, you go there and say, oh Lord, give me darshan. And suppose snake really comes. Swami said, with that very stone you will kill it. So God, it's risky for God to come as a snake. Okay. Suppose he comes with 4 hands. Then you will immediately put a shamiana and say 25 rupees piece. Okay. You put him as an exhibition piece. So he says, I have to come like you. At the same time, once in a while I should part the curtain and show I am not you. I am not like you. Because if he doesn't do that, we will not get the benefit. We will put our hand on his shoulders. That risk is there. And that's why Swami said, I have to come like this. Why I am telling you this is, Swami was giving me a series of talks once on Brahman. He chose a topic, Brahman. I think it was 1973 summer course. It was so profound. It's so profound, it's all bounces going far above our heads. And Kamadanigalu and all were in their bliss. But translating Swami's speech was Dr. Bhagwantam, a typical scientist. So he went to Kamadanigalu and asked him, Swami cheppedanta Vedamlo unda? All that Swami is telling, is it a story he is creating or is it really in the Vedas? Kamadhari got very worried. He said, "Em adugutunnaru meeru? What are you asking? Swami cheppedanta Vedamlo unda ani adugutara? You are asking, is all that Swami is saying, is it in Vedas? Swami cheppedanta Vedam. All that Swami tells us Vedam." You know, this Kamadhari was such a great person, I tell you. One day, I have had some very fantastic experiences with him. When the Prashanti Nilayam hostel started, the hostel was in the Mandir in 1979. I had finished my degree. I was doing my post-graduation. And I used to come every weekend to Bhakti that time. And one day suddenly the warden came to me and said, "Hey Ravikumar, be ready, you have to lead a procession, Vedam procession. Swami is coming to the hostel." Vedam procession from where? From the ground floor to the top floor. Swami is coming to the hostel to give discourse every week. So you have to lead the procession. I said, "Procession? I am the only fellow who knows Vedam." He said, "No, don't worry, there's one more boy." And before he could finish that sentence, Swami had come. And this boy, okay, we both started chanting. We had just crossed 15 steps. Gananantva over. Then this fellow stopped. I'm asking, "Tell me, what happened?" He's telling, "That's all I know." That's all he knew about Veda. Somehow managed off that day. The next day, next week, again Swami is coming. And the warden says, "Hey Ravikumar, Vedam procession, no?" I said, No. I'll be in the bhajan group. It's easier. No, you have to chant. He says, "Don't worry. Kamadhani Garu is coming." I said, "What?" Kamadhani Garu is a one-man army. You don't have to give him a mic at all. All the others chant with mic, he'll chant without mic, it will overpower others. And then what happened? We started chanting. Suddenly he stopped and he corrected me. Behind Swami is telling, "Go, move." He corrected me. Tappuga cheptunnavu. And then after the whole thing was over, Swami went back and he said, "You know what? Enta papam vastundi telusa? Okay, if you utter a syllable wrongly, it is equal to killing a cow." By the time I had killed many cows. He didn't know this. So we were learning from him. For a few months, almost 6 months or something, Swami was not talking to Kamadhari. Excuse me. So we are sitting in the portico. Swami is not looking at it. Swami is walking on the portico. Slowly, he puts his hand, touches Swami's feet. "Hey, don't touch my feet." He is telling Swami, "You can't say that. You can't say that, Swami." Swami said, "No, don't touch me." "No, Swami, you cannot say that." And then what happened? Swami went inside. He took namaskar anyway. And we went to his room. He was 92 years. He was sweeping his room. So we all jumped. All of us jumped to pluck the broom from his hand. He said, "I have to sweep my room." 92 years. Imagine the self-reliance, the independence. Then, anyway, we sat down and then he looked at all of us and said, "You saw today what happened? Swami told me you should not touch my feet. But I fought with him. I said, 'No, Swami, I'll touch your feet.' You know," he said, "Swami is our father. He can punish us. He has a right. But we also have a right to catch hold of his feet. He cannot say, 'No, don't catch me.' You should not give up his feet. 92-year-old gentleman. Once Swami had gone to the Godavari belt, and Kamadanivaru had come off to Prashanti Nilayam in 1962 to become the principal of the Veda Purusha. Swami inaugurated it on his birthday in 1962. The Veda Purusha Saptaha Dhyana Yajna started in 1962, Dasara. Most of the priests who came at that time, they thought that Swami doesn't know much about Vedam. Anyway, he just wants to get some yajnam done. They came with a lot of pride. There was one Kuppa Bairagi Shastri, very great scholar, very great man. Even to this day, there is a calendar which bears his name. The traditional calendar. Now, this gentleman, he was the Brahma of the yajna. So, Swami, 1 month before the yajna, they came, and Swami asked him, whatever you need for the yajna, you give a list. You give a nice list, complete list, comprehensive list you must give. Endukante, Swami said, this is America, Puttaparthi is not America. Suddenly you say you want something we cannot get. So you write everything, whatever you need, including a matchbox, including darba grass. Anta Rayani, Swami said. So he prepared an exhaustive list, and then he gave it to Swami. Then Swami said, Anta Unda, everything is there? Ha, Swami. Then Swami told him, Inkokasari check. So you check everything. And what he did was, Kama Danigaru and many more. There used to be one Sistla Chandramali Shastri Garu, all very big doyens of Vedic learning. And then there was this Gandikota Subramani Shastri Garu, whose son was Subbarao. Okay, all these people looked at the list. They had performed hundreds of such yajnams, maybe thousands in their life, and so they were sure, it is everything, checklist is there. So everything, yes Swami, perfect. Swami kept quiet. The day of the yajnam is about to begin. 15 minutes before that, suddenly they realized something is missing. Something they had forgotten to write, which is very, very, very important. They can't do the yajnam without that. So Kuppa Bairagi Shastri went and stood in front of Swami, like that, typical. And Swami very lovingly asked, Emi Bairagi Shastri, Uchao. He said, Swami, Veda Purusha, Swami, Veda Purusha. Big blunder, Swami. Swami asked, Swami, for this yajnam, we need a kamandal, one kind of a brass pot. It's very, very auspicious, and we need that, Swami. Swami said, you won't get it anywhere here? No, Swami. It is made to measure. In Vedic yajnam, in the Vedas, exactly how you should place the bricks, how many bricks should be there, what should be the size, dimensions, everything is detailed. And so this brass pot also, the dimensions are given. The spout should be at this height, it should be in this angle, water should flow like this, all that is there. So Swami forgot to write that, Swami. He said, oh, now what to do? What to do? You have to ask Swami only. But they all came with the feeling that Swami doesn't know, no, he's not even a Brahmin. So Swami said, no, Cheppu, Bairagi Shastri, Emi Chesedi. What to do? Then he fell at Swami's feet and said, Swami, Tamare Cheppa, Swami, you only have to tell us what to do. Oh, Atla, Swami said. Just got up, went to the next room and brought a jug and gave it to him. And said, Idiyamana Panik Ostunda Chudu. See whether you can use this. And second time he fell down at Swami's feet. This is the exact vessel we need, Swami. Exact. Even if he had given order for this 1 year in advance, we couldn't have got it. And you know what Swami said? Idiyam telsa, Bairagi Shastri, Nenu Shirdi Avatarlo use chesanu. Swami said, and showed him It was written Sa and Ba, Sai Baba. Shirdi Baba had given it to the Raja of Chincholi. And the Raja of Chincholi had kept it in his house. And when the Rani had become a devotee of Swami, and she was, some old stuff she was kind of sending it to the scrap dealer in the palace. Okay. And then she was about to send this when a snake came and surrounded that cobra. And then she realized that there is something very special. So she said, if a cobra is going to surround it, it's auspicious, okay, but it's dangerous. Why keep it here? Give it to Swami. So she brought it to Swami and gave. And Swami just kept it because he knew when it would be useful. You see? It is like that. So this is Kupa Vairagya Shastri. Okay? Sir, I have time till? Five minutes. So, Kupa Vairagya Shastri was like this. Swami was going on a tour of Godavari districts, East Godavari, West Godavari. At that time, there was a endowments minister, Ramalinga Raju. Now he had a beautiful temple he had built, and he wanted Swami to inaugurate it. And Swami was saying, I have to come all the distance, maybe some other time. He said, no, Swami, please, you must come, you must come. So finally Swami agreed. Swami said, I will come on one condition. Don't announce to people that I am coming. Because if lot of people come, okay, and I spend only 2 minutes there, it won't be nice. I am coming only to inaugurate the temple and get back. He said, yes, Swami. But being a politician that he was, he promptly gave a newspaper this thing that Sai Baba is coming to inaugurate it. Okay. Swami was going along the road. In the car behind Swami, Kamadani Garu was sitting. Kamadani Garu was sitting in Swami's car. As they were going, there was a road from the main road which led to Kamadani Garu's village. Kadali was the name of the village. Now this Kamadani Garu, once he had come to Puttaparthi, completely stopped going back. He came just for this yajnam. He didn't go back. He said, I have seen God, I cannot go back. I am going to be here only. All his relatives were surprised, all his village people were surprised, but he said, no, I have seen God, I want to be here. And so, as they came to that village, Swami stopped the car, told Kamadani, you sit in the next car, go to that village, your village is there, no? You go there, see your son, see your daughter-in-law, your grandchildren, spend some time with them. I will go to this Ramalinga Raju's temple, I will inaugurate it and come back. And then we will continue the journey. So Swami told. So Kamadani got into the other car and he is sitting there. Swami has gone. He is not talking to anybody. Everybody is, Kamadani Garu, Swami told you to. He is not talking at all to anybody. In the meanwhile, what happened? A group of villagers came in which his son was there. His son was surprised to see all these people from Prashantinanam. And then they told him, your father also has come. So he saw, oh father, you have come. Then he was so happy and he started bubbling with joy. He is talking to his father. Father was silent, not talking a single word. And he said, please come to our village, spend some time. Grandchildren are there, my wife is there, your daughter-in-law is there. Not a single word. Everybody is shocked. Why is this man behaving like this? Why is it like this? Suddenly he has become like this. Before that he was talking nicely to Swami. What happened? As they are discussing like this, the villagers, more and more villagers come. They surround the car. They are all very excited. Kamadani has come after so many years. So excited. They all know him as a great scholar. But he is not talking to anyone. He is not talking to anyone. He is not looking at anyone. And in the meanwhile, Swami's car comes back. And Swami looks at Kamadani and said, "Oh, did your father come to the village? Did he speak to all of you?" So he says, "Swami, I've been trying to plead with him for the last 45 minutes. He's not only not come, Swami, he's not even looking at us, he's not talking to us." And Swami said, "You go, I will bring him." And Swami sent the son. And then Swami called Kamadani and said, "We will go to the village." And then Swami went to the village. And Swami went inside, spent some time with the family members, talked to them, and then asked, "Mic emaina? Is there any mic?" In the meanwhile, they arranged a mic and a table. Swami gave a discourse. In the meanwhile, they arranged for dinner, and Swami said, "I will have dinner here only." And so the entire village had dinner with Swami. And Swami praised Kamadani, and Swami spoke about how great he is and created a necklace for him, a japamala for him. And they were returning. Everybody asked Kamadani, "What happened to you? Why is it that suddenly you went into silence like that? What happened?" And he said, "You didn't hear Swami?" What did Swami tell? Swami said, "Your village has come, your people have come, your son has come." He said, "I have given up all this long back. For me, there is only one person in the world, and that is Swami." See the attitude. See the attitude of that person. And you know what is the beautiful benefit? The endowments minister who had arranged such things elaborately, Swami went there, spent exactly 2 minutes. He had invited Swami, put it in the newspapers, 2 minutes Swami did. Kamadani Garu didn't invite Swami. Swami invited himself to their village. He had dinner with them. He gave a discourse. He spoke to the family members, gave them an interview. Everything happened because of Kamadani Garu's Vairagya. See, this is what happens when you chant Vedam. When you chant Vedam, that love for God automatically comes in you. And when that love comes, God is there with you all the time. He is waiting to run errands for you. And that is the Swami whom we have seen. Swami is that Veda Purusha. In fact, at the end of the first, sir, I'll take just 2 more minutes. Swami, at the end of the Veda Purusha Yajnam, first Veda Purusha Yajnam, what happened? All these Purohits who came there were stunned because they thought they are great scholars. And Swami came and stood there. Vairagi Shastri told them, "This is what happened." So all the seniors were stunned. Then Swami stood there and corrected their intonation. Adi atla cheppakudu. Swami said, "You shouldn't tell it like that, you should tell it like this." And because they are real Pandits, they understood that what Swami was saying was the correct. And so they all were so thrilled that on the last day, they fell at Swami's feet and prayed, "Swami, we have one prayer to make." Swami said, "What is it?" He said, "Swami, all these Vedic studies, all these scriptural studies are on the decline. People are not interested in this. It's a decline of Dharma." Okay. So, Swami, in Vaikuntha, Lord Vishnu, if any problems there, all the gods go there and pray to him and he comes as avatar. And we have all recognized that you are that Vishnu Swami. So please, you must sit on the stage and we will come and present to you saying that, "Oh Lord, this Shastra is under decline. Please come on earth and save it." And somebody else will come and say, "Oh Lord, this Chandas is under decline, or this grammar is under decline. So you must save it." Somebody who was standing there said, "It will look like a drama, Swami." And Swami said, "This whole world is my drama now." He said. And so Swami agreed. They called it Tribhuvana Vijayam. And so it was decided that Swami would be sitting on the stage, and one by one, all these great Vedic Pandits, they would go and beg the Lord, "Please, you have taken avatar, please save this branch of knowledge from decline so that Dharma will happen." And the most beautiful thing, and this is where Swami shows that he is God. On that day morning, they were deciding which stone to put. They thought they will ask Swami whether to put this stone or that stone. Suddenly one big parcel comes. And Kasturi ji goes and tells Swami, "Ye simhasanam akkada pettali." Swami is saying, "Oka parcel vachindi kada? One parcel has come, open that." Yes, Swami, one parcel has come. So Swami, for this program, which stone to put? A parcel open cheyandi. When they open the parcel, there is Adisesha, okay, a throne with Adisesha, exactly like Vishnu would be sitting on. And Swami had appeared in the dream of that lady in Bombay many days earlier and told her, send it. He had told her, I want something made like this, send it. And she sent it, it reached on that day morning. That is how that Tribhuvana Vijayam went on. Okay. So it is the same Lord who has come. The opportunity to chant Vedam, opportunity to, Swami used to say, what is the purpose of chanting Vedam? Just 2 words. Dukkha Nivriti, Ananda Prapti, Swami said. You chant Vedam only for 2 things. One thing is removal of suffering and addition of joy. You see, we are going through all kinds of suffering. Suddenly, you find that the rains are so heavy, downpour, and all the rivers get flooded. Adyar River, which has never seen water, suddenly sees water, floods. Okay. You see, the whole place, people are suffering like no government can help you, nobody can help you. Okay. Why is all this happening? Because we have antagonized nature. Instead of treating nature as mother, okay, we have treated nature as an object. Okay. And that is why it is coming back to us. And now it is time for us to worship nature as a mother and be treated as a child. And God has come, Swami has come to teach us this fundamental truth that this is how nature should be looked upon. Everything is a manifestation of himself. Okay, and that is why in Rudram you keep on chanting this. In Chamakam you keep on telling what you want. In Rudram you worship it in various forms. Okay, to remind ourselves that everything that is there is the Lord himself. So Swami is the Veda Purusha. In fact, at the end of the first Yajnam, Swami told us in his discourse, don't think I am the person getting this Yajnam done. I am the one to whom you are offering all your ahuti. Do you know a very beautiful fact? During the Yajnam, Swami's temperature used to go up. Every year, Swami would get high fever. And then Swami would ask the doctors to measure, it would be 104, 103 like that. And then people understood that Swami is receiving all that. Agni is taking all this service, all this, whatever you are offering. Where is he taking it? Taking it to Swami. And that Swami we got to see with our own eyes. We are all so lucky. Let us get involved in this with all our heart. And remember what a great opportunity it is. And also know how beautiful the Lord is, for whose sake we want to do all this. Thank you and Sai Ram.